Now it becomes interesting. We now know about the brain, that it responds to stressors by activating the amygdala. The amygdala activates the sympathetic part of your autonomous nervous system, and we now know about the heart rate variability. But the interesting bit is that there's a strong link between these two. Let's explore that a bit further. This is going to be a short video, but important nonetheless. If you can see here from this overview, there's the brain at the top, and we learned about the sympathetic nervous system, or fight and flight, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. Whenever your amygdala perceives a threat, it activates the sympathetic nervous system, as we have seen in previous videos. What we haven't seen yet is that your sympathetic nervous system then lowers your heart rate variability. And the other way around, whenever you're calm and your parasympathetic nervous system is in the lead, your heart rate variability will increase. So that seems a bit counterintuitive, but you can think of it like this. Whenever you're stressed and when your body is getting ready for action, your heartbeat needs to be in a very strict cadence. And therefore there will be less variability between heartbeats. On the other hand, when you are calm, your heart is relaxed and there's no really a need for this very strict cadence between heartbeats. And therefore your heart rate variability will be higher. Whenever your sympathetic nervous system is active, your HRV is low, and if you keep that up long term for chronically stressed individuals, for example, you will probably get ill. On the other hand, if you have a parasympathetic nervous system that is active and you can increase that even further, then you will also increase your resilience and your performance. Now that you know about heart rate variability, or HRV, and the relationship with your nervous system, it's time to start measuring your HRV. You can measure your stress subjectively, but also objectively. And we'll start with the latter 24/7.
We start with mental health today. HRV stands for heart and rate variability. For mental health, to tie in fight or flight and automatic nervous system, and what that means. Also, what a lower HRV is done in a weird circumstances. You want your HRV to be low, not too high. Just like you want it to be low. So why does an HRV matter for mental health? HRV is generally associated with better emotions, regulations, low stress level, improved resilience and anxiety and depression, better sleep quality. A lower HRV can be linked to chronic stress, anxiety, depression, burnout, poor coping mechanism and you may ask, what is burnout? Well, there's videos that I have done in the past that explain it, but here, I'll go over it one more time. Burnout definition: the reduction of fuel, substance, nothing through use of consumption. A good carbon burnout. The failure of an electric device component overheating. A burnout in a mental health is a state of physical, mental exhaustion caused by prolonged or excessive stress. The World Health Organization, who defines is an occupational phenomenon resulting from the chronic workplace stress that hasn't been managed successfully. It's not a medical diagnosis, but it recognizes global health concerns. I've thought in this, I've had this for a long time, and I probably do. I also think this blends in with the technology disability as well. Mental health exhaustion is feeling drained and developed unable to cope, reducing performance difficulty, concentrating, decreased output in of frequency of
inadequacy,
criticism and disting, feeling negative, detached, or inclinical about work or people you work with. Behavioral changes, withdrawal from social activities, procrastination, and increased substance use to cope. Physical symptoms, fatigue, headaches, stomach aches, and increased ability to the illness. Understanding burnout. Burnout is a key impact excessive of not just work. It's a gradual process of often developing over time. Stress remains unmanaged. It can lead to serious health issues, including depression, anxiety, and physical elements. Recognizing these signs of burnout and taking steps to address it is critical to both individuals' well-being and work performance. Burnout is a serious condition that can significantly impact your mental health and physical health. It is important to recognize signs and symptoms and burnout early. Take proactive steps to manage your stress to prevent from escalating. If you suspect you are experiencing burnout, seek professional help is recommended. Also, burnout and technology disability, the reason they connect is because burnout and technology have a lot to do with that, I think. Now we move on to how our HRV used in mental health monitoring recovery. Therapist wellness apps use HRV to track wellness of someone who is from stress or trauma. Biofeedback therapy, people can train themselves to regulate the stress response using breathing techniques that improve HRV. Productive tool changing an HRV sometimes indicates an oncoming depressive episode or burnout before the symptoms fully hit. Now let's move on to baseball. The Royals end their 6-game skid with a win today in extras. Bobby Witt Jr. hits a sacrifice fly for the Royals to go ahead. Royals got the lead back and win in 10 innings. As the closer doesn't get the close, but he gets the win. Carlos Estevez gets the win. Not the save, but he gets a win as the Royals were tied going into the 9th. He shut down them in the 9th, the Tigers, and he shut down them in the 10th, stranding a runner on first and third. The go-ahead run was at first. Now remember, you get the automatic runner at second base nowadays. Royals get the RBI, but don't score. Cubs and Diamondbacks, but Royals get the RBI, but that was because the runner was at second. No hits in the inning, but that's the way the Royals won the game. Cubs and Diamondbacks game is even at 1 apiece. Bottom 7th, 2 out, runner at second. The Cardinals lose their 3rd in a row to the Mets as the Mets make a great play on the top catch of the day and maybe this season. Mets beat the Cardinals. Here's the play.
Fly ball left field. Nimmo giving some ground to the warning track. He'll go to the wall, and he made the catch. He took a home run away from Jordan Walker. Walker hit it against the wind, and Nimmo had just enough room to go back and grab it before it cleared the orange line. Wow. Terrific play by Nimmo to take a home run away from Walker. 3-1 New York.
Not really complaining that much. Strike three, so from what would have been a
NHL. St. Louis Blues lose to the Winnipeg Jets. The Blues are continue this series tomorrow. 5-3 Blues lose last night. The Avalanche beat the Stars 5-1 last night. The Senators Hurricanes beat the Devils 4-1. Or Carolina Hurricanes over New Jersey 4-1. Senators and the Maple Leafs face off at 6 on ESPN2. The Wild and the Golden Knights, the Minnesota Wild and the LA Golden Knights, face off at 9 tonight on ESPN. And the Miami Heat will play the Cavs tonight at 6. The Warriors will play the Rockets tonight at 8:30. Rockets to host and Cleveland Cavaliers to host. The Grizzlies get the win over the Thunder, 131-80. The Celtics beat the Magic pretty good, 103-86. Boston leads 1-0. OKC leads 1-0. Heat and Cavaliers game 1 tonight at 6. Warriors and Rockets 8:30 tonight. And in yesterday's games, the Pacers beat the Bucks 117-98. The Nuggets come over the Clippers in a close one, 112-110. Knicks beat the Pistons 123-112. Timberwolves beat the Lakers 117-95 at LA. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.